I ain't gonna kid you. This one of Ford's more difficult door panels to get off. It's hard to get a good shot where you can see what I'm doing. So, there's 2 bolts down here at the bottom. They're all different sizes too. Nothing's uniform. So we get these 2. Just a little guy. One over here. So those 2 little guys. Yeah, I popped this little panel out right here above the handle. Someone's had this part, so it may be easy to work on. And we got 2 fasteners right there. Out of there like that, but that's okay. And then we got a fastener right there. And then we gotta take the speaker out, which is this is the part that gets silly. I'm gonna take the whole speaker out of here. That out, and then the speakers are different sizes. Then you got to take these speaker boss things out of here. The speaker was bolted to those. You got to take the part that's holding the speaker down. The top 2 you can leave in. They can. The door's gonna slide up over that. Let's see. I think that is it. Now let's door panel up. And just feed the handle through the door. Not really anything to see inside the door, but it was worth a shot. Never know. Somebody's been in here, so could have got lucky. Let's pop this off. So our splice for our power is over here on this side of the vehicle. So I want to look around over here instead of looking in the driver's door. I mean, everything could be broken in the driver's door, but we got power back to this door, you know, on this side, the passenger side, but down here. So, trying to get, you know, a little further up here to see if we can see some damaged wiring. I'll tell you, I'm doing a jam up job on this one. So I've got the door panel off, I've got the seat out, all the trim panels. And there's the harness. It's supposed to be a splice. So that's a Ford splice right there. And there's supposed to be a splice for this yellow-green wire. And it's not there, so I'm thinking it's over under that seat. And the more I, originally thought that the seat and the windows weren't related. But as I go further along, it seems like they actually might be related. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I'm going to pull this seat out right here and follow this wiring harness under the carpet. But when I started to pull this seat out, it ain't bolted down. So we got a bolt over there, but this bolt's missing. Makes you go, huh? I'm going to pull that seat out, we'll take a look under the carpet and see if we have any faulty wiring. You guys ever been working on something and you've had problems? You know, you couldn't figure out what the problem was or the circumstances surrounding what was going on. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, you have an aha or eureka moment, a moment of clarity. I just had one on this truck. You know, this truck, this is the one. It's the one that came in. It needed an engine replacement, and it already had a replacement engine in it. And I was like, that's no big deal. Engines can fail at any time, but the transmission had been replaced, and there was something wrong with the rear end, which is still something wrong with the rear end. And I was like, that's nobody, unless they're millionaires, would spend, okay, I want to do the engine transmission at the same time. So the engine had to fail, the transmission had to fail, and the rear end failed, all on the same vehicle. It's very weird. I got the engine taken care of, and there's some body work they wanted to get done, so we still had the truck. And they called and said, oh, by the way, the windows don't work, the seat doesn't work, can you look at it? No problem. So in the process of trying to sort out these windows, I removed the seat. I went to remove the seat. It wasn't bolted down. I had one bolt tight, two bolts loose, one bolt missing. No big deal, right? Somebody's been tinkering with it or whatever. And when I went to take that seat out, I had a aha, here's what the problem is moment. I think you'll be able to see this without a light. So here's the seat. And don't be alarmed that it's on the floor. It's got a seat cover and it's not going to damage it. But look at the rust on this frame. Now this section of frame is coated. It's got an E coating on it, so it's not going to, but this is bare. That's bare metal. Alright, not subject to the elements. Look at the rust on the springs, the hardware. It's a flood truck. This truck's been flooded. And we just come off of Hurricane Matthew a while back. So that was our last big flood. And this truck got flooded. And I remember, now that I'm thinking back, they came up here with the motor locked up. We gave them a price. They said no thank you. Went somewhere else and got it done and got their money's worth. So that's why I need an engine. That's why I need a transmission. That's why the rear ends needs to be repaired now. And that is why we have all these electrical problems. So she's a flood victim, and I probably guarantee that module, that's the module that controls the memory function and the seat. It's probably shot. It's probably no good. I'll check the power and ground to it and all that. I mean, in the meantime, there's some bubble gum if you need some. In the meantime, I'm going to continue on with these power window motors, trying to sort out this power to the windows. But yeah. She should have been totaled. This truck should not be on the road. So immediately the first thing I did, man, I went and washed my hands because I got a cut on my finger. And if there's some little humbugs and things like that in there, I don't need those permeating me. I don't need to be a host. So let's pull this carpet up and see. Hopefully we'll see some wiring damage. I don't know. I got a glove up, so let me get some gloves on. Got both seats out of the old girl, and we are looking for that splice right there. We've already determined that all the windows work except for the passenger window. So in theory, the splice should be intact, and our wire is broken from this splice down to this switch. The splice proving difficult to locate. The book said it was under that seat and then under this seat, and I've made a determination that it is under the carpet where the center console is. Now sometimes trying to find, you know, wiring splices and whatnot, it can be difficult without piercing the wires or just cutting the wire in half and seeing which side has power. So to cut down on hacking the car up any more than it already is, I've got the key on, which is supplying power to this back window switch. I just took it out because it's easy to get to. Alright, I have, instead of trying to hold the switch down to send power to the motor and rolling the window up and down all day, I just put a test light in it so it'll draw some power. And then we're going to use this old girl here to check our power. Alright, we're going to take some data here. So we have two wires. This is the yellow or green wire. It goes right here in this switch and goes to the other two switches over there and comes from the master switch. So what we're going to do, is we're going to hook our amp clamp around. It's important, all the amp clamps, they have an arrow on them. It's important to note which way the arrow is going. I'll show you why. This denotes conventional power flow. So I hook it around this one wire and we are reading a negative 0.4. Alright, so we need to flip it. Alright, so we flip it around and now we're reading a positive 0.3. And if we go to our test light, it's reading 0.3. Okay, so we flip it around and we are drawing 0.3 amps and our arrow is pointing that way. So our power flow is coming from the door switch, coming down, going. Oh, that's the little woman calling. Hang on. Hello? Hey. Do what?
What did you want to do for supper tonight?
It don't matter to me. What are you thinking?
I was going to say run down the Subway or something and get a sub.
Just get one sub for everybody to split.
Well, no, they can get their own.
We'll get a 3-inch sub, split it up with everybody.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Home or what's up?
Yeah, I'm just wrapping up here and then we're out of here.
You said that an hour ago.
No, that was getting ready to wrap up. Now I'm actually wrapping up.
Okay.
See the difference there?
Uh-huh.
All right.
Alright.
All right, love you.
Bye.
Bye. All right, let's get back on point here. So our power is going that way, all right, but we're trying to get over here. So that tells us the wire does not come straight through here and through the door to get to our test light, okay, because we got 0.3 there. Now we got our second wire. There's two wires here, all right. Let's go around it, and we've got the clamp going the same way. We'll get around two wires. And we are reading -3. So we gotta flip it. It's easier said than done one-handed. Still getting around that one wire. There we go. So now we're reading positive 0.3 and our clamp is running, arrow's running that way. Alright, so what's that tell us? That tells us that our wire comes from the master switch down over and under the carpet somewhere to that splice we're looking for and comes right back to this door here. And we can trace that super easily with this guy here. Alright, now let's go to the other side. Now over here, we've got the same 2 wires. So there's our same 2 wires. And if we go over here, and we just go around, actually I can figure out which one it is by pulling on it. Alright, so it's this one. I can watch the wire in the trough up there. So we go around this one with our arrow facing that way. We have no flow. Our test light's still hooked up. We have absolutely no flow. If I go over here to the switch, get the carpet out of the way. Now roll the switch up, which the window's all the way up, we get 13.8 amps positive. Okay. Excuse me. So this comes off of our splice, goes to the back window. This goes off of our splice, goes to the front window on the right side of the truck here, and there's nothing on that. Also, we know. I checked it right there, and we have nothing. So we know we're on the right track with our splice. It's most likely a damaged splice, which is rare. I don't see that too often in the limited electrical work I do. So the next step, I gotta go home. Heaven forbid, I'll leave right now. Gotta pull this center console out, and get this carpet up the rest of the way, and examine this harness and see where our break is. Once we sort out our power, then we can sort out our ground issues coming from the switches, because all these doors have ground issues coming out of here. So we will do that next, whatever that may be.